So we're just gonna get back into the question. One of the topics during the game time was, would you like to have unreleased music or unreleased like clothing from your brand? So I want to
Hmm.
hop into the talk of the music industry because it has changed. Like you were saying, when you were growing up, being able to actually, when you were a fan of someone, you had to actually go to the store and actually search for their CD somewhere. And now we have bigger platforms. Technology has advanced to where we can just access music at the tip of our fingertips. And
Hmm.
so with this, it can be good, but at the same time, it can be bad because it seems like anybody can, make that hit song or make that hit record. So, in your opinion, do you
Hmm.
think that the industry has changed for the good or for the bad?
I'll say that the quality of music is not what it was,
Hmm.
um, because I feel like we used to have people being artists because they were really into the artistry.
Right.
Like they really love making music. I think now um, there are a lot more people who enjoy making money, and now I'm not knocking it because from that respect, I do think it's much better. I think there are a lot more opportunities for a lot more successful people because you don't have those gatekeepers like you used to have in the music industry. People can be independent and go and hustle on their own. They can make enough money. Maybe they're not filthy rich, but they can make enough money just making music and touring, and going out and having a good time, which is cool for them. Like I like it. I like to see more people making money, to not be living in poverty or having a mediocre lifestyle. Like I think that's awesome. But on the flip side, the quality of music has suffered. Anybody can make a song.
I like the way that you put that. Definitely, it just gives more opportunities for more artists to share their work and creativity with the world. So I like that part. But yes, the quality of music has changed. So another thing that technology has changed, I mean, it has touched any aspect of life, but the fashion world. So just like with music, copping shoes, how we cop our drip, it has changed. One of the things we talked about is online shopping or, in store. It was a time where you couldn't go online and you actually had to stand in line. You get your raffle tickets, stand in long lines, and they still have that. But now we have it to where you have different bots and gadgets and tools online to help you cop the shoes and for other people to buy bulks when they want to resell. Have you ever thought about doing resale, like going into that business?
Yeah, um, I have thought about it, but I don't have the patience to like go through like waiting and trying to talk to this person or that person to get whatever it is. I like to go the easy route, and the market isn't really, it isn't set up for that. You got to politic, you got to make friends, and it's just not as easy as it used to be to get stuff. Because I remember before they had the raffle ticket system, like it was just like you could go to the mall, get a pair of shoes. Now that it's grown to what it is, but it's you know, you mentioned technology. When I was coming up, with shoes or whatever, we determined what was popular by going to get what we wanted. And even the shoemakers, like they couldn't control it. They really didn't know what was gonna blow. So now with the world being smaller because of social media, and you have social media influencers, those few influencers,
Mhm.
along with the sneaker companies or whomever, they get to determine what's hot and what's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that makes it more difficult. So as much as I love Jordans, only certain ones, but I'm not gonna stand in line
Right.
to get a pair. I don't care what the hype be say. And if it's hot to me, then it's hot. I'm pretty confident in my taste.
Yeah. Okay. So sticking to what you like, if you had all the tools, gadgets, connects in the world to get shoes, what would be your top three shoes that you would cop?
My top three. So the the Bordeaux Jordan sevens. Um, I probably still get the Concord 11s, and man, I really like the. I don't care how old they get. Man, I like the Yeezy, the 350 Boost. Like
Mm-hmm.
I really, really, really like those shoes. Those probably my top three. Like I don't care going out of style, whatever anybody got to say, man. Those three shoes just, you know, you put them on and it's just something different about them. You know, it just is.
All right, I got you. I got you. So that's great. So I kind of want to switch topics and go to fitness because I consider you a fitness fanatic. Ever since I've like remember, you've always been in the gym. You always working to challenge yourself in the gym, physically, and of course through the National Guard, it has also influenced your fitness level and things like that. So one thing that you're into now is CrossFit, which is very intriguing to me. So I want you to talk about what is CrossFit and then why did you choose it?
I don't really know how to explain exactly what CrossFit is. I'll
Mhm.
try to. Yeah, I've never read any kind of literature on CrossFit. You know, just picking up on things here and there. So it is functional fitness. These are movements and exercises that help prepare you for the world, for life, for what you're gonna be doing. Um, that's the best way that I can explain it. Is functional fitness. They try not to, for the most part, get you to do movements that go against the way that your body is naturally designed to move. For the most part, you know what I'm saying? Um, it it's one of those things. It just pushes you. It's a new challenge each and every day. Um, you have what's called metabolic conditioning, or you see metcons or wads, uh, and and they have certain stimulus that you're trying to meet. Sometimes it's getting your heart rate up through a certain exercise that's within a workout. You might have four different exercise or movements within the workout, but there's one particular movement that is supposed to be the stimulus, and it's designed. That's the one that's designed to challenge you. That's the one that's going to be your limiting factor for how fast you can finish it. And so it's a new challenge every day, which I really enjoy. How I got into it, I'm a competitive person. I had this guy, man, Captain Shelley, and well, he's Major Shelley now, but we went to the gym during lunch one day at Camp Robinson, and he was like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna do this CrossFit workout, man. It's called Fran, you know." And anybody that knows about CrossFit, Fran is one of those like benchmark workouts. Like you're always trying to improve your Fran time. And so what it is 21, 15, and 9 pull-ups and this movement called squat thrusters. So 21 pull-ups, 21 squat thrusters, 15 pull-ups, 15 squat thrusters, and then 9 and 9. And you try to finish as fast as you can.
Ooh.
And man, so I watched him do it. It took him like 5 minutes, but I'm watching him and I was like, okay, man, it's my turn. I'm gonna go. And oh my God, I had never done those squat thrusters before. And when
Mhm.
I finished that, it took me like 7 minutes, I think about 7 minutes. I could have laid on the floor right there in the gym and went to sleep for the rest of the day. Like I was done. I was done. And after I was like, I like that. I liked being pushed to that point. Like I was like, oh, that sucked, but I like it. After that, I didn't really have an opportunity to do it again. I would look up workouts and, try to do little stuff here and there. And me and Shelly, and there was another guy, Major Marable. I'm still cool with both of them to this day. We would work out at lunch every day at Camp Robinson, and we would pretty much just make up our own little stuff, our little circuits. But nothing, was coming close to CrossFit. But fast forward to deployment, 2016, 2017, they had CrossFit class on the base where we were, and I was fortunate enough to have a really good teacher, and I did CrossFit that entire time, and it was awesome. And then I came back home, and I really didn't know much about the gyms. I was like, well, I'll just do it on my own. Go back to making up workouts, working out by myself, and just it's not the same at all. I don't think I could ever go back to that same old thing again. Like I stay in shape, and I always do some things on my own, just to get some extra work in. But I really love CrossFit. I love the team environment, the encouragement that you get, the competition of having somebody right next to you where trying to compete with them. And if you can't do something, it's always a scale version to make sure that you don't hurt yourself or, overexert yourself. So I just really, really like it. I encourage anybody, if you're looking for something that you can stick to for a lifetime where you really want to make fitness a part of your lifestyle, I encourage them to give CrossFit a try and don't worry about what people say, oh, they crazy. People call it the CrossFit cult. Man, don't get into that, because ultimately when you go on a fitness journey, it's a lifestyle change. It's not something that you do, for a little while, or else your results won't last. It's got to be a part of your life. Like no matter what, wherever you go, you got to, fitness has got to be a part of your life. So when you're ready to take that journey, I think, it's a really personal journey, but I think CrossFit should be on anybody's list of things that they try, in order to figure out what it is that they can do to make fitness a part of their lifestyle and not just, a phase of I'm just trying to lose weight. So
Got it. Okay, all right, that's great. And you said that you love being pushed, being challenged. I'm sure that that takes a lot of physical fitness, but as well as mental fitness to just go in there and push yourself, push your limit, find out what your limit is. I want to ask about mental fitness because with CrossFit, of course, it requires a lot. And so, what strategies do you have for someone to create mental fitness for themselves and strength? During times where they feel complacent, because complacent is something I'm sure all of us felt, whether it's when we're bored, we get too comfortable in our current situation, or we're just unmotivated. And so how do you build up your mental fitness?
when you experience complacency, just remember that you're building a habit. Whatever it is that you do, or however you react to certain things, you're building a habit. And so, what I try to do is ask myself, is this a habit that I want to have? Like, is this behavior, is the way that I'm reacting, is it sustainable? Is it going to benefit me in other situations? So, and not to put his brother out there, I'm not saying his name anyway, but in that particular situation, if he asked himself, like, okay, you know, it's tough, it's tough right now. I'm gonna give up. Like, that really is that gonna be your go-to move
Mhm.
when things get tough? I'm gonna give up. And I remember I can talk, you know, candidly about this. When I was in college, going through a tough time, and I remember I was like drinking a lot, and I had to ask myself, like, man, is this, is this the habit? Like, I don't have nothing against drinking, but when somebody say to me, ah, man, it's been a tough week, man, it's stressful, I'm about to have a drink. Like, nah, bro, if you want to have a drink because you just want to have a good time, do that. But
Yeah.
don't do it because you trying to, uh, take the edge off or relax a little bit because you don't want to build that habit. Like that's not what you want to do when things get tough. So I always try to encourage people, just remember, man, everything you do, however you react to a situation or whatever, you're building a habit. And you got to ask yourself, is this a habit? Is this something that I want to, you know, is this a way that I want to, react when a similar situation presents itself?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I love that advice. That is a great way to think about it just to stay motivated. So I hope that y'all heard that and that y'all continue to hustle and maintain and just keep pushing through whatever you're going through. So last question, I have one last question for you. So let's say that some type of machine or whatever took you back in time, back before you enlisted in the National Guard, before you went to college, and you had the option to choose, going to school to get your education or going to the National Guard, would you have still gotten your education?
um, for me, and all I can
Mhm.
speak for is myself. Yes, because getting my college education is what paved the way for me to be able to be on the path that I'm on as far as the National Guard is concerned. Some of the other things that I see where people have to do in the military, on the enlisted side versus what I do. I'm operating in a capacity that I'm supposed to be operating in
Mhm.
because I probably would fail miserably in another capacity. And so, yeah, I probably would still go and get my education. However, it's a personal journey, and I say this about anything, whether it's fitness, whether it's food, career choices. Like nobody can map it out for you. You have to do what's going to work best for you. But the key to that, you asked me about strategy earlier, is you got to have your, like, part of your strategy has got to be to figure out what is it that really works best for you. Because you can have a plan, you can make that plan
Mhm.
and go off what you think works best for you, but that's not getting into strategy and the planning to plan. So the first step would be to, when we talking strategic, you gotta take the time to figure out what's really best for you. I don't know what it may be for you. Maybe you just need to sit there in silence for a little while. Go take a swim, go take a run for 20 days in a row and just see what you, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that strategy part is you got to figure out what's best for you. And then once you do that, then you begin to plan as far as how you are going to capitalize on the knowledge that you have now of what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
so, in order to capitalize off of that, you decide, hey, is college the route? Am I really going to benefit from college? So for me, I happen to benefit from it, and I can say that in hindsight. You know, um, but there's some other opportunities. If you ask me, if I had the opportunity to go into some other kind of entrepreneurial field or go to college, if somebody was going to, mentor me or give me some type of apprenticeship into another field, I probably would take that over going to college and join the military. So it just depends on what's best for you. But I happen to be in a career field where I'm fulfilled, I'm happy, I don't mind getting up, going to work every day. Like I look forward to it. I think about work a lot when I'm not at work because it's exciting to me. I really believe that it's a really noble profession, and it's a lot bigger than me, and that excites me. Like it's really really big business, important
Yeah.
stuff going on. And not to say that I'm the person, you know, like actively influencing and stuff, but I get to be a part of it, and eventually I will hopefully, prayerfully, be a person that has a seat at the table that, you know, comes up with strategy and policy that'll shape this organization for years to come.
Yeah, that is really great that you have those goals and just a positive outlook. I'm glad that you are loving what you do. You're working in your passion and it's working out for the best for you. So, Kamarious Butler, I want to thank you for coming on to my podcast and spilling your cupful with everyone. I hope that you enjoyed the interview.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, well, you guys, I appreciate everyone who tuned in. Of course, I appreciate my guest for today. So make sure that you guys are doing great things, staying focused, grinding, staying safe, and staying humble, hustling, and hungry. And as Mario said, make sure that you are not staying complacent and you're making habits that will better you in the future. So hope you guys got a good cupful and
Hey, I want to say one more thing.
go ahead.
I just want to, I'm gonna put it out there, and this is specifically for one person, to my sister, Candy. Um, Kennedy said I'm her favorite cousin. She told me right before we started the interview.
No, I
So I don't know. What?
I don't recall that. All right, you guys. So this
All
has
right.
been Kupfull with Kennedi Marie, and I will see you on next Monday.